Professor K here, and we're going to start out today by doing our very first post on WordPress.com and then learning how to actually change the theme and launch your site. These are really important steps if you're taking one of my classes, because if you don't actually go through and launch the site, I won't be able to see it. So let's get started. Now, here we are at WordPress.com, and I've already gone through and created my free WordPress.com site. If you haven't done that, go back and do that part of the video. It's real quick. You'll be able to do it real soon. If you did this correctly, you should see that you have an admin screen looking just like this. Now, when we do this, we are going to want to go to the WP admin. WordPress.com has two parts: your actual kind of like hosting admin, which is where we're at now, and then your WordPress admin, which has the more complicated stuff that you can access. So let's start out by picking a great theme for our new website. The first thing we're going to do is head right over to themes. Now, when you start, it's going to list a whole bunch of themes, but I know I want a theme for a portfolio website because I want to do a design portfolio. So I'm going to scroll right past these recommended themes, and I am going to head to advanced themes here. And if you don't see this, you might see like a load more themes button here that you need to click. So go ahead and click that if you don't see that here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for portfolio. And then I'm also, because again, our goal here is to create a free portfolio site, I'm going to make sure that the free filter is selected. And now I can see that there's a bunch of great themes here available. And these are all going to be different depending on what kind of content you expect to have and what kind of look and feel you expect to have. So for my portfolio, I need something that will show off my beautiful designs, is really photo focused, but also allows for some really great text work, because I'm going to have some prompts that I'm responding to for my class. So I'm going to choose rebalance, because what I can do is I can attach an image, but I can also specify some text here. I think this is a great fit for me. You can open this live demo to kind of get a feel for it. And I'm really liking this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit activate. I recommend playing with a bunch of different themes and seeing what fits you best. Now let's click Customize Site. This is the WordPress admin. And what it will do is it will allow you to customize your site so that it's specific to you. So here under Site Identity, the first thing I'm going to do is put in Professor K Explains under the site title. That updates over here, and now everybody knows that this is the Professor K Explains website. You can also select a number of different colors, backgrounds, different headings and fonts. Wow, there's a lot here. I wouldn't get into this too much right now. The defaults are fine. As you progress through, say, your design class, you might want to start exploring some of these and making the site more personal. But for now, let's just focus on the basics. Let's hit Save Changes and make sure this is all up to date, and then focus on creating our first post. I'm going to click the X, and that's going to take me back to the WordPress.com admin. Now, in the WordPress.com admin, you're always going to have this nice big right button. Go ahead and use that to create a new post. And it's going to go through a little onboarding process that tells you how to use the editor. This editor is called the Gutenberg editor if you haven't used it before. It's really cool. It's great to learn because it's used in multiple different CMSs or content management systems, including both WordPress and Drupal. And what's great about it is it allows you to see what things will look like as you're editing them. So I'm going to name this Digital Sketchbook Response 1. And when you go to actually write, you can just tab and start writing, just like working in a normal Google Doc. But the other thing you can do is add a block. Now, sometimes it's a little hard to actually figure out how to add a block. So if you're having some trouble like I am right now, what you could do is use this little blue plus up here to add a block. And this will open up over here, and you can start to see all the different options you have for formatting your content. For the most part, paragraphs are going to work fine. But let's say that you wanted an image. You can use image image compare, like a before and after, such as for a sketch and your final design, or even a gallery, if you've pulled together inspiration from a bunch of places to add to your post and add to your digital sketchbook. Let's use gallery. From gallery, here, we can select images from the media library or Google Photos, or we can upload photos. I'm going to use this example banner that I just worked on for my day job and add it to the gallery. And now you can see that's there. Awesome. So let's pretend that I did all the right content and I was really happy with my digital sketchbook response. This could also be a portfolio piece, right? Either one's fine. We have a couple of options in the top bar: preview, publish, launch, and save draft. Save draft is great for when you're not quite ready to publish yet. Maybe you're like in the middle of writing this thing, but you gotta go eat dinner. That's the time to use save draft. You can also use preview to see what it might look like at different screen sizes. And you can see here that it will show my main image up here and then my content down here. I'm going to go ahead and close that. You can also hit publish. That will allow the whole world to see your post. And what's really important about this is that if you don't publish something, I won't be able to see it as your professor. So if you're doing this for one of my classes, always make sure you're hitting publish so that I can actually see it. Go ahead and hit publish, and it'll take a moment. And now you can go to view post. Now here's something really important that a lot of people miss. Until you've actually launched your entire site, no one can see what's going on here, even if you've published the post. So here, notice this banner up at the top that says your site hasn't been launched yet. Only you can see it until it is launched. That's really important. Here's the launch site button. Now you can double check this by copying this URL and just opening it up in a private window and pasting it. And you can see that what I will see if you haven't launched your site yet is a coming soon message and then your website. So really make sure that after your first post, you actually hit this launch site button. It's super important. Let's go ahead and hit that now before we forget. We're going to hit launch site. Again, it's going to try and rope you in to a purchase. So this is really important. Do not select any of these couple of first things here. Use your current free site address. So here you're going to click skip purchase. You should not ever be putting in any credit card information for this. Again, this is going to look familiar, right? There's a lot of steps that they want to double check and make sure you really don't want to pay for a plan. So again, in this part, you're going to use the start with a free site. It's really annoying that they make you go through this multiple times. Oh my gosh, this is just like, I've got a lot of kind of negative thoughts about this. This is too much, you know. So don't select any of these options. It's designed to try and trap you into a plan. You want to go with no thanks. I'll stick with professorkexplains.wordpress.com if you want a free one. Now, of course, if you want to pay for a domain, that's totally on you. Totally fine. But it's really important that you follow those steps to actually get a free website. Now, once you've launched it, what will happen is people will be able to see your domain at your username.wordpress.com. So let's check that out in a new private window. I'm going to put in professorkexplains.wordpress.com, hit enter, and now I can see my new site. And you can see there's some work here to do, but that's okay. We go to blog. Here are a couple of introduce yourself posts that you might want to delete. And here, down here is the digital sketchbook response 1 that I just put together. Phew. What a lot of steps for a free website, right? They don't make it easy. However, the good news is once you've actually gone through this process once, you never have to go through it again. So just go through the steps, work around all those kind of like little traps where they're trying to get you to pay for this, and go ahead and get the free WordPress site to set up your portfolio and your digital sketchbook. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you figure out how to set up a free WordPress site. It's gotten more complicated in the past couple of years. It didn't used to be quite this complicated. And with that, I will see you later.